PUBG Care Package Episode 3 VOD and summary. So this was another Q&A by the developers, and they posted a YouTube video of it, and I think the YouTube video is in Korean and then just translated down here. So I'm gonna play this and kind of scrub through to see if there's anything important that we need to know and cover, and then we'll go through the little patch notes that they put out where they actually went over individual question and answers. And so we'll just kind of cover that and see if there's anything that's need to know on them. Okay. CCU has exceeded over 700,000 concurrent players in PUBG. Okay, so all that's obviously in Korean. Here we go. We're talking about shotgun nerf. Kill rates before the shotgun nerf. Before the shotgun nerf, shotguns were 17.8% of the kills were by shotguns before nerf. AR was 51%. SMGs was 8%, which if you don't remember from watching my dev letter not dev letter, my the PUBG partner meeting that I had with them, I disclosed that they said to us SMGs were not used in Asia at all. I mean, very little. They were mainly used in the West, which was interesting. Sniper rifles only 5% of the kills. DMRs are 15%, ARs were 51%, SMGs are 8%, and etc. Everything else 2.6%. Shotguns were 17.8% before the nerf, and then what were they after the nerf? Kill rates after shotgun nerf 12%, so went down about 5 to 6%. Snipers went up 1%, DMR stayed the same, ARs went up a little bit, and then SMG and etc. went down a little bit as well. So interesting there. I think the shotguns are in a good spot, to be honest. I think they're good. I don't think they really need more from where they're at. I think close range are still really deadly, powerful, and then mid to long range are useless, which is what I think they should be. It looks like they showed off the destructible terrain, which I've already done a whole video going over all the different destructible terrain features, where to use it, how to use it. And it looks like they were saying apply to a specific map first, eventually maybe planning to go to other maps. Let's see. All right, now talking about gunplay. The SMG rebalance, which is slated for June. Unreal Engine 5, what we got? Can you tell viewers when this is going to be announced? They put more effort into the development this year. I don't think we can assure you that it'll be announced next year. Visuals and graphics have been dreaming of. We have to get on another phase of development. Okay, so that's what we're doing now. So they're moving on to the graphics and visuals. We're hoping to show off some of it during this year. They want to show off some of it this year, but they're not even in a position where they can announce it for next year. Okay, so UGC is the player, it's a modding, right? Does that mean you can make our own maps? Customizing features? Similar to UE5. Give the players an environment to create and play different modes. Okay. It's hard for us to assure you that it'll be available next year. Okay, so let's read through the questions and answers to see if we missed any important details here for the dev discussion that they just had. Move this. Whoops. Okay, let's see. So shotgun nerf, got it. Destructible terrain, it's on RONDO. Okay, they're going to deploy the functionalities on specific maps first to monitor and evaluate the impact, then roll it out to other maps. Gunplay. SMG rebalance is designed not to just increase their usage rate, but to emphasize the unique battle attributes that SMGs bring to the game. Gosh, this is going to be... Look, you guys know me. I'm usually a very optimistic, glass half full kind of person. I really don't think this SMG rebalance is going to go over well. I'm going to be really honest. I don't think it's going to go over well. Definitely the initial rollout is not going to go over well if they do what they said they're going to do. Unreal Engine 5, investing significant development resources into UE5's challenging to provide a definitive release date. We are dedicated to achieving the visual standards our players expect. We're hopeful to share progress within this year, focusing on maximizing visual appeal while ensuring optimal performance. I know a lot of people's concerns where, hey, if I have an old PC, can I still play the game on UE5? That's obviously going to be something that they're, you know, looking into and making sure that they can still support. UGC, user generated content. That's going to be the modding in PUBG. Confirming a release date for this feature within the next year. Oh, for this feature within the next year remains difficult. Yeah, so still big question marks whether UE5 or modding even make it to the game for 2025. That's not good. All right, live stream Q&A. So here we go. So there's some of the questions the community asked and what answers they had. When will tactical gear return? Many players have expressed a desire to see tactical gear return, even in a less powerful form. After considerable deliberation, we plan to announce updates related to tactical gear shortly. So to me, that reads, we're bringing tactical gear back. They're going to be in obviously nerfed or limited capacities, but they're coming back. That's interesting. What do you guys think about that? Can you expand the uses for BP? We are currently discussing ways to expand the uses of BP. Okay. When will the issue for a specific GPU crash? This is solved. Hey, this has been solved. Yeah, right here. Look, an NVIDIA driver has been released to alleviate this issue. This widespread multi-year long issue has been fixed with the latest NVIDIA driver. Obviously, it's not going to be the case for absolutely everybody. Some people will still have the game crashing issue, but for most people, this fixed the issue. Very big deal. Go download the latest NVIDIA GPU drivers. What are your thoughts on having old character animations back? Interesting question. I don't know why you would want that, but okay. The original animation was developed quite some time ago over a brief period, leading to some deficiencies. Following the motion updates, we've indeed seen mixed reactions. Reverting to the previous version might affect esports and discomfort players accustomed to the current system, and enabling players to switch between the two will potentially cause performance issues. Yeah, I don't really get the question. Like, what old animations are they looking for? The old reload animations or something, maybe? Can you share more about anti-cheat? They've already done this in the 2024 roadmap. I've covered it extensively. Their goal is to reduce wrongful terminations, wrongful suspensions, and basically their main thing is they're using Zacanthos. That's their new software, their new anti-cheat measure, and it's going to be basically AI driven. So that's a forever ending loop. People who say they need to do something about cheaters, they're trying. I mean, like they've been doing a lot of stuff for it, but cheaters are also doing stuff to get around their anti-cheats, you know? Do you have plans to adjust matchmaking odds for Vikendi and ranked? Oh, okay. We have thoroughly tested map probability and confirmed that matchmaking follows these odds randomly. Moreover, we are currently focused on enhancements to make Vikendi gameplay more enjoyable. Oh, interesting. So what they're saying here is the percentages are correct. However, they are looking at Vikendi updates. Interesting. I wonder what they're talking about here. Hopefully it's removing thermal scopes. How are you addressing the use of mouse macros and mice and keyboards on console? Anti-cheat team is actively monitoring the use of macros and mice and keyboards on consoles, striving to implement prompt measures. So when people ask about anti-cheat stuff, I get it. It's a very, very important question to be discussed. But most of the time, you're always going to get one of these vague answers, because the truth of the matter is, A, they either haven't figured out a solution yet, or B, they don't want to tell you what their solution is, because then that gives the cheaters a way to get around that solution. Could you create more content for newbies? We are definitely dedicated to creating content that is enjoyable for all players. Please send feedback, especially you beginners, and we will do our best to discuss it with our dev team. What does that mean? Create more content for newbies. What does that mean? How are you proceeding with ranked rewards? They already talked about that in the patch notes. Do you have plans for in-game sound balance adjustments? We began discussing this issue earlier this year. There are challenges such as overly loud vehicle noises, drowning out gunfire and footsteps, or how about gunfire drowning out everything, which then require further adjustments. We remain in ongoing discussions with our sound team to refine these aspects. When will collaborative skins be released? You can soon experience new collaborative skins starting the Ducati review. Okay, so this was an old pre-recorded video that I'm just now seeing, or that they just released yesterday. So they released this update yesterday, but this is before 29.1. Are there plans to buff the Dacia? We are planning comprehensive adjustments related to all vehicles. The hell does that mean? What are the like? What does that mean? More health? Vehicle physics? Trunk space? What the hell? Are there plans for duo ranked matches? No, not enough players. Can you increase maximum height for a co-op climb? Yes, please. A current internal feedback suggests that overly free movement to high positions should be restricted. However, we will discuss raising this limit. The feature is borderline useless in its current state. If you lift somebody up, you can get like maybe 3 inches higher than you could just jumping on your own. Can you add a custom crosshair feature? While we could consider adjusting the current crosshair features, making them fully customizable is challenging at this moment, so no. Can you lower the height for e-pickups? Oh, interesting. We have already lowered the height in a previous update and are not planning further reductions. However, we will explore adjusting the frequency of its use to reduce its invincibility. Interesting. Are there plans to introduce a feature that allows players to lock out maps they prefer not to play? Unfortunately, this feature could lead to longer matchmaking times and disruptions, making it challenging to implement. Hello, matchmaking MMR? So, those that don't know, PUBG has always had a MMR system. The MMR system is like an internal like ranking algorithm that says how good of a player you are, depending on all kinds of different stats. Recently, this hasn't been confirmed. This is just kind of the rumor mill. Recently, with update 29.1, they've been rolling out, it seems to me, they've been rolling out some of the changes they discussed in their dev letter about how they match players with other players. Specifically meaning before, the matchmaking system would prioritize player count over everything else. So its goal, the algorithm's goal, was to make sure 100 people got into the lobby. If it couldn't, it would fill the rest with bots and go for it. Now, with the latest adjustments, it now more favors similar ranked players over number of players in the lobby. And what that has resulted in is higher bot lobbies and longer queue times for a lot of players, unfortunately. That has been fixed in console apparently, because console had this issue where like 25 bots was like guaranteed every match no matter what, even during prime queue times. They fixed it. PC apparently is still seeing a lot of the issues with the higher queue times and more bots in the lobby. So there's no official announcement on the PC fix. Just a heads up, it's there. It's a bug. It's not intended. And they'll announce an official announcement soon. So there you go. Yo, Stevo, they're never going to stop cheating even if the game wasn't free to play. Cheaters are always going to cheat. They literally make so much money, the cheat developers, like it's a business. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars making effective cheats for multiple games. It'll be a never-ending thing. Never. Yes, unlock the casual mode. Allow unlimited casual modes for players, please. Yeah. So anywho, that's a recap of the PUBG dev recap thingy. Just a lot of the games I played earlier had like 0 to 2 bots. I think that must have been because of the time. Yeah, so I went back and looked at my stats in the last like whatever 30 matches, 40 matches, and I had a wide range of like solos, duos, squads, prime time and non-prime time queue times. And again, I'm North America FPP. Most of my duos totally fine, had like less than 10 bots in every lobby, like consistently lower than 10 bots in every lobby. Squads for the most part were okay, except the off-hour times. We did have like a couple higher matches with bots. Solos though, that was bad. It was like anywhere between like 15 to 60 bots in a match. But like I said, solo FPP NA servers are just dead anyway. So okay, speaking of, let's go and queue up solo FPP NA. Estimated match time, 1:34. Let's see what we get.